From the mid-1950s to the late 1960s, nearly 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, African Americans in southern states still inhabit a starkly unequal world of segregation and various forms of oppression, including race-inspired violence. Jim Crow laws barred blacks from classrooms and bathrooms, from theaters and train cars, from juries and legislatures. They couldn't go to the same schools as the whites. They were punished, arrested, or put to jail if they didn't obey. Civil rights activists used nonviolent protest and civil disobedience to bring about change. Many leaders from within the African American community and beyond rose to prominence during the Civil Rights era, including Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, and many others. They risked and sometimes lost their lives in the name of freedom and equality. Rosa Parks worked as a seamstress at Montgomery Department Store, and after a long day's work, she boarded the bus for home. She took a seat in the black section in the back of the bus. As the bus began to get more crowded, the bus driver moved the black section sign back a couple of rows, telling blacks to get up and move back to make more room for the whites. Rosa Parks refused to stand up, not because she was tired, but because she was sick of giving in. The bus driver called the police and Rosa was arrested at the scene, and that night she was released for bail. The evening of her arrest, head of NAACP for that area began creating plans for a Montgomery bus boycott. On December 5, 1955, the day of Rosa Parks' trial, in protest of her arrest, most of the African American community, about 40,000 people, stayed off the bus for the next 6 months. In June 1956, the District Court of Alabama declared racial segregation laws unconstitutional. A year later, on December 20th, 1956, the city of Montgomery had no choice but to lift the enforcement of segregation on public buses, and the boycott finally ended. Martin Luther King Jr. is known for being one of the greatest